Extreme Warfare Revenge. Those who aren't familiar, Extreme Warfare Revenge is a 2002, yes, 2002 cult classic wrestling booking game. There is no graphics. There is just booking. You are the booker. You might become the owner later on. You're not a wrestler. You're not putting in cheat codes to hit the good finisher. This is for people that like to control, like to book a show. And we, myself and you, will be booking Impact Wrestling, as we determined on the last episode. We haven't got to any shows yet. What we have done is we have signed a couple wrestlers. We've got our roster ready, which I can show you. I'll show you what our roster is here in a second, because we'll keep it on. I do a spreadsheet. Not all the players do. I keep a spreadsheet. It just makes it a lot easier, as you'll see as we go on. If you hear some squeaking, that's my cat playing with his cat toy. So I apologize for that. We are live on Twitch, YouTube, and on Facebook. Feel free to comment in the chat what you guys want us to do. So let's quickly bring it over here. There you go. Now you can see we have above my head our current roster. I need to be able to see it though, so let me just bring that up on my screen. There we go. So as you can see, our top face is Bully Ray. Our top heel is Kenny Omega. That's right, in our last episode, we signed Kenny Omega, who was on an open contract, meaning he can work for multiple companies, as is the case right now in the real world. We signed him to a written contract, which is the case. You can steal people away by doing that. So Kenny Omega is currently our top signed wrestler. We will get some more guys signed to written contracts if we can. If you see above, anyone in bold is on a written contract. If they're not in bold, so Eddie Edwards, Alex Shelley, these guys are all in bold. They're on written contracts. Rich Swann, Ken Shamrock, and Matt Cardona are in open contracts because they are not. The red represents female. Black represents male. Just much easier. These numbers here are their overness. This tells us where they are on the card in the fans' eyes. The higher the number, the higher they are up the card. Because we are not a global promotion, we won't have people with 100 overness unless we build them to that ourselves. So, right now our main event level is right around, I believe, 75. I'd have to look it up to know exactly how they do it. So, as you can see this way, right there. This is the main screen of Extreme Warfare Revenge. You will have your promotion screen. You got your roster, your quick roster. This is just a quick way to see who you got. I never use it. A lot of people use that instead of the spreadsheet, but that's why I just got the spreadsheet. So this, for me, basically useless. Staff, great way for us to see exactly what's going on. Let me get away from that. That is not what we want. That's what we want. There we go. Our staff screen. Andrew Thomas, Bill Banks, these are just our staff. So we'll have referee, we'll have production, we have road agents, those kind of things, referees, everything, medical. Your staff will be, you will know what you need to do. I'm just doing this quick recap for everybody. Where are we meeting? You can go to your personal assistant, Sophie. She's going to tell you what staff you need to get. Right now, she's not telling us anything except for this important thing right here. We have Border City Wrestling is one of our development territories. So we do have to have a head booker for that, for it can be any use to us whatsoever. I'm going to go over to our Impact Wrestling business screen. As you can see here, we got development territory and training camp. Training camp, you can start a training camp. We don't have one available. You would get new students, create completely new wrestlers for the universe in 1 year's time. We might do that in a bit. Let's just concentrate on everything else. First, we need the booker, as it says, open, but no booker. This will tell you all the people that are available on your roster, both worker or not, that can book for the development territory. We got David Penzer, Bill Banks, and Kevin Levin. The better their stats, the better the students, or the better development you will get from your people. So we're just going to randomly pick. I'm going to put Bill Banks, don't know, whatever. There we go. We have no one in there right now, but just in case. It's a great way if you're signing people that you want to bring up, but because we're not a global promotion, it's not really useful for us. If we were WWE, we'd have a lot of people in there. Okay, so let us see. Okay, So we have our roster. I said one of the things I noticed was that Chris Statlander had got released from AEW. So what I want to do is I want to quickly come here to all our other workers. These are everybody that's in the game that's not on our roster. They will be signed, some will be unemployed. As you can see here, Chris Pyro is unemployed. I want Chris Statlander, who is also unemployed. Now what we do, if we want to sign them and they're unemployed, we have contract negotiations. If they're signed with another company, we can do an advance offer if they're in a written contract. It's a great way to get them out. There is a cheat for the game, or an editor, if you want to call it that. That's what they're actually called, where you can just make it so you can sign anybody. We may use that later on. I have all the editors because I play the game. Anyone that plays the game usually will get what they're called arsenic editors. And that will make it easy to sign pretty much anybody you want. Contract negotiations, though, we're going to go to Chris Statlander, give her a written contract, because I want some more people under a written contract. Her open fee was set to $6,000. It usually will tell you what they want right when you open up, because everyone will be different. Hers is $6,000. What I want to do is I want to raise that up to about 8 or 9. Whenever they're looking for, when you're about to do a written contract, you got to take about 50% of what they're asking for an open contract, add it on, and then add maybe 1. So that would be making it about 10, but I'm going to try 9 just to see. I should be able to get it. I got it. I probably could have got it for 8, because when it's lower down, they're more willing to do it, but when you get up into the 10s and 50, anything over 10,000, that's when it starts to get to the point where you actually have to offer a bit more. We'll see when we get to that point later on. But we signed her. We're going to put her in here. Chris Statlander. Now, of course, I got to bold it up because she is now under a written contract. And we got to make it all red to show that. Where are we here? There it is. Press the wrong one. Text color red. Perfect. So Chris Statlander is also signed. So like I said in the down below, what we want to do is we want to get the feuds set up. Now, first thing we need to do is look at who's our champions. So we do have some champions. I'm going to switch over to my feud tab so we can see now above my head. It's blank. Down here is where I usually will put a title if the feud is revolving around a title, which this one is, like Impact World title will be. We know Kenny Omega is the Impact World Champion in this game and in real life. So we're going to put Kenny Omega here. He obviously has to be in the feud since he is the champion right now. This is where I'll put, when you do a feud, you will get the option to see what the actual overness of that feud is. The higher that is, the better it's going to result for both of those workers. Usually will never be higher than what both those workers are. So we got Kenny Omega. Not sure. I think we're going to have him feud with Bully Ray, because, yeah. We also have Tommy Dreamer that we could have him feud with. So we'll let you guys decide while I'm doing this in the comments. Who do you guys want Kenny to feud with, Tommy Dreamer or Bully Ray? These are our top 2 faces. You guys need to help us decide who they will feud with. Okay, so Impact World title now. Impact World Tag Team titles. We got David Finlay and Juice Robinson. This one I'm going to put down here because these are our minor feuds. We can always make them major if we have the room for them, but I just don't want to go all out. Let's just see what the overness of each title is. Is that our 70, 55, 55, 54? So maybe the X Division. Where is Alexander on our list here? So Alexander, if we look, is all the way here at 54. We have all these guys here that in the black that can be in main event feuds, which we probably will do. But we got Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, and they were feuding with Juice Robinson way down here. So we might actually end up moving them up. Let's just book that right now. That's going to be the feud. It's the real life one. Why not? Let's just keep that going right now. So I'm going to show you how we do that feud here. So we're going to put in here the Impact World Tag Team titles. And it's going to be Finjuice against the Good Brothers. I'll let you know what these guys are in here in 2 seconds, what those little 2 squares beside them are going to be. But So I'm going to try to keep it mirrored. So what we have here, if you notice, it kind of looks very similar to the setup here. So I want to put them in the same slots as I have them on there, just to make things less confusing. It's always great to be as organized as possible when you're trying to do these bookings. So as you can see, what I did there is it normally will come up as a singles feud. This is a tag team feud, so we need 4 wrestlers, 2 on each side. So the only way to do that is to unclick the box, and now these 2 boxes are for against these 2 people. So we'll have David Finlay and his partner Juice Robinson. Where are we here? Juice Robinson. Now, one thing to know is that their names will only show up here if they're not in another feud. So if they're in another feud, their names aren't here, and that means they can't be in more than one feud at a time, which is good. It makes things, again, less confusing. So they're facing Doc Gallows. Ooh, we got a few D's. There we go. Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. There we go. It will always ask you, are you sure you wish to start a feud between David Finlay and Juice Robinson and Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson? Yes, we do. So that's telling us right there the heat. Sorry, is the heat basically the feud's overness? 52. It's got 52 heat. We're going to give it there. So the box I'm going to have to the right of that is going to be for where they rank in the feuds, because I want, obviously, the feud with the most heat is going to the top of the card, especially if they're the main eventers. Then we're going to basically book the card downwards based on heat. It's the best way I've found to help make sure that every feud's being focused on and every wrestler that we're trying to get over is getting over, or getting a chance to get over, I should say, because not everyone gets over every time. Alright, so we looked at that. Let's go back to our titles here and see what else we have. So we have, the next one was going to be the World Tag Team titles. We have that. Now will be the X Division title here. So Impact X Division title. It's going to be Josh Alexander is the champion, a face, a walking weapon, and we don't know who he's going to face yet. We'll get to that. We're going to look at the roster and go over all who we want. So next will be the Knockouts Championship. Impact Knockouts title. We got Deanna Prazo as the heel. And then we got one more. The Knockout Women's... Let's rename that right now. Knockouts Tag. There we go. We don't need it to be women's. It's redundant. So whoever was doing the editing there, which again, for those who missed last episode, you can find the updated files that other users like myself update and get out to everybody else, so they don't have to go through and edit it themselves. You can just download, replace the files, boom, done. And it will never impact your saved files, which is one of the great things about it. So we're saying Knockouts Tag now. We know the champions are the faces, which, here's the thing. I kind of made a joke about it on a sound off or a live react about what I wanted Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering to be called. This is our show. We're calling them it. I don't care. So as you can see here, this is the tag teams. It shows us everybody that is a tag team. What we're going to do is we're going to add a tag team. You can always add their finisher here. Power Surplus. We got Jordan Grace. There we go. So if you click on a box area, like one of these here, and you just on your keyboard type the name out, if you do it fast enough, it will take you to them. It's a little trick that helps me find, and you can just press tab and shift tab to go between those boxes. So we want Rachel Ellering. There we go. Their team name is going to be right here, Power and Power, which is why their finisher is Power Surplus. I don't know. I just like the name. They're our champions. They will be right here now as known as Power and Power. And because we chose a name I picked, that I came up with, we're good. So now we can see here their experience makes the better tag team matches. The higher their experience, 15, 93, the better they are as a tag team. So obviously the Motor City Machine Guns are going to get into a feud here at some point. This team is no longer active, so what we want to do is so that it doesn't try to keep booking them and show them up as a team, we clip them like that. By doing that, it just shows that they're not. So now what we can also do, this is only showing us whole teams. Let me just, oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong spot. This is the team, click to stop them from being active. This is just to show. So if we do that, there is one team, Hawkins and Ryder. Good, that's not active because they're on the opposite sides. So now we're going to see who we have that are teams. This is no longer a team. Thank you, go away. Demon Bunny is no longer an active team. Desi Hit Squad. Nope, because Ross Singh is not in our company. Fight for Evers, because Frankie is... I don't know why that says Frankie Money when it's Frankie Monet. Fin Juice, we're good. Golden Lovers is no longer active as a tag team. Paradise Lost is no longer. See, this is, you just want to go through so that you're not seeing these team names for some reason. We're not going to have them. Revolt, we don't need. Cult of Lee, nope. See, we got all these are just, they're going to show up when you try to book them, and you don't want to see these teams if you can't use them, right? The Killer Death Machines, because Nevaeh is no longer under contract with us. And then Susan and Zara Yizang, the North are no longer, because Ethan Page is over there. The Old Bucks, Billy and Tommy Dreamer, whatever, nope. But Triple XL, there we go. Perfect. So those are our tag teams. Done, done, done. So we know what our basic first feuds are going to be right now. We're going to switch it back over to our roster there. So the only ones we've booked, this is what we do to see that, because again, we know that we can only book someone in one feud, right? So, what we're going to do is, we highlight Doc Gallows, hold down that control key with the Carl Anderson, then we come down here to David Finley and Juice Robinson, and we use our fill color to just give it a little bit of a change so that we can see that they're in feuds, so that we know that we might need to use them in a booking segment for that feud, so that when we're booking, we can see who is and who isn't in a feud, and who we can use in like matches. So obviously Kenny Omega is going to be used because he's a champion, as we showed. We also are going to have Josh Alexander used. He's down here. We've got Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering. And then, who was the other one that we've got? Kenny, those... Knockouts, Diana. There we go. So they're all going to be in feuds, so we might as well get those fills in now. Who do we want them to feud with? Alright, so, it looks like... Thank you for joining us on YouTube. Promoter of the Year, Tony Khan, has joined us. He's probably getting some tips from us, just seeing how to book Impact and AEW, just giving you a little bit of freebies for you. So, let's see, who's Deanna going to feud with? We need someone that's going to be around her overness so that no one's getting upset about being against someone they shouldn't be. I would like it to be Rosemary, but also we want someone that's on a written contract. I didn't write down what Chris Statlander's stats are, so we need to see what her overness is to see where she stacks up. So she is a 31, so she's at the bottom of the card. Okay, so that makes no sense. But, so she's going to be in a feud to build her up to be the next challenger, while we use Deanna against... Can we get one of these women to sign a contract? Positions, gender, that's what I was looking for, female. So here are our females. We've got either maybe Jessica Havoc. Can we get her on a written contract? No, she's happy. So when they're happy, like I said in the last episode, you can't get them to sign a written contract if they're on an open contract. ODB maybe? Can we get her? Yes, perfect, written. You're going to be in the feud. So this is what I'm going to tell you. So half would be 8, and then we'd be moving over to Moving over to trying to get the half and half, so 24. That's usually a bit. Let's bring it down one just to see if we can sign around 23. We do. Perfect. Perfect. So we've got ODB signed to the written contract. So Tony Khan is asking us in the chat right now, who is our favorite? Obviously, between AEW and NXT, we prefer AEW, but we love it all. They're all different, right? Gotta love all the different stuff. So now we know that it looks like we're gonna have our first feud written over here. We're gonna put ODB in that slot. So let's fill that in here. Then we're gonna over to our other tab, and we're gonna put ODB in here. Boom. Now we've got ODB. Where are you here? Where is that one going to be? That's going to be 2 down. That's going to be this one right here. ODB and Deonna Purrazzo. Feud 2 has been booked. Now what I want to do before we do anything more, I want to move forward one day and see if we got any new free agents that we might want to sign, because it could impact, pun intended, who we want to push and who we want to book into feuds. We might be able to get Kenny Omega, someone else other than who we got. Let's just sort this real quick, because Bully Ray, we need to update it a little bit. Data sort. Where are we? Sort range. Ugh. So we're going to sort that. Head a row over. Add a column name. Perfect. And we're going to do the same thing here, just so that we know. So Rachel Ellering's at the bottom too, so they're both going to be getting over in this next feud. Data, sort range. O and name done. Perfect. So let's see. So now we're going to our extreme mail, and we're going to see just exactly who we're going to see. So obviously I don't care about who IEW is. We're going to go right to the beginning. Get rid of these shows. Jack Stars is gone. That's okay. Tian Sha is gone. No. 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 Don't care. Don't care. That one we might care about. Maybe. No. Do we sign her? Do we sign Aoife Valkyrie? You guys let me know real quick. I'll leave it there for now. Let's go to the next one. No. No. And no. And that's all from there. So we're just going to move forward. I don't care about AAA. I don't know any of them. Can't really book them that well, but that's okay. Martina is gone. Chuckles, LSG, Rayo, Moses, Khan, Amy Rose. Whoa. Joe Hendry. The gentleman, Joe Hendry. Maybe we'll pick up Joe Hendry. How about that? Let's see. So, we're going to other workers. Go to Joe Hendry. Unemployed. He's only over by 36, but he does have some good stats, reasonable stats, to be a good addition here. He is a lightweight, so we can use him in our X division if we really wanted to, as some fodder even. Just a nice heel to add. So I'm going to put him in here. I don't know why I put Josh Hendry, but, you know, what can we do? So Joe Hendry, we're going to sign him to a written contract just to get some. Maybe not. We'll just sign him to there. Let's give him 7,000. No, he's not happy with that. All right, 8,000 then. There you go. You got your money, dude. All right, Joe Hendry, you got your extra $1,000 per appearance. All right. So, who else do we got here? More extreme mail now. Back to the front. Still holding off on that AP Valkyrie. We'll see. Brawler Malonis, Wheeler Yuta, CML, again, just like AAA. I don't follow it enough to care who any of these guys that would be getting released is. Layla Hirsch is gone. Don't need that. Perro. Mike Perro's a good guy. I really like what he's doing in NWA. Now, of course, we're doing real-world bias going into this. So, I'm not sure. Let's just see. Maybe we'll hold on to him just to see. Again, he's a good bottom-of-the-card guy right now that could be used. Especially if we get rid of a couple others that are down there. But I don't think we're going to, because these guys are great. MLW, got rid of them. Kevin Haku, Gino Medina, Jordan Oliver, Mattis Kruger, Eric Stevens, Stan Lambert, Nate Webb, AEW released Mel, Darius Martin, okay, Abandon, Red Velvet, Layla Hirsch has gone from there too, Yuka Sakazaki, Lee Johnson, Nick Camarado. Do I do my bias and sign Maki Ito or not? That's another one. We'll just leave on there for now. Cesar Bononi. Now we're into these AIW. Okay. So now we got to decide. We need another heel. I think Maki Ito would be better than AP Valkyrie at this point. Let's just look at their stats and see, though. Because we'll see here what they can do. The higher the numbers, the better. That's our roster, not the other workers. That helps. So Maki Ito, 34, 55, but her charisma is off the charts, as we know. So their stats is really good in here. They've updated her really good. So we got AP Valkyrie here. She's only got 58, 39, 52. What was 3? So what I do is usually in my head, so I don't write it down. 4, 5, 5. 4, 5, 5. So they're pretty much even, but her charisma is just off the charts. We're going to sign Maki Ito. So she's a 30 overness. Boom. Now we don't really need to sign her to a written contract because she's so low down the card. She's going to be happy getting used once a month. So that will help us here. Let's get that fill in. There we go. There we go. So now we just got to sign her. Oh, wrong thing. I filled her in like that. That's not what we wanted. Reset that. We wanted to make her red. So contract negotiations, 8,000. Give her the money. There we go. Perfect. We're going to delete these messages now. And next day. Moving on to the next day. We're moving forward to our first show, which will be on Thursday. So we want to get everything, all our feuds set up, or at least some basic feuds for the titles set up before the show, and that's what our episode will be today. So let's see. What's our news for today? Max Caster is gone. Marco Stunt, gone. Who cares? That one I care about. How many women do we have on this roster now? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 heels. So we're even right now. So this one I'm going to hold on to for now. We're not going to get there. Brian Pillman Jr., that we might sign him too. Our roster is getting a little bloated here, but I don't care. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's go to the first and see. Television rating, Raw got a 5.84. That's not realistic, but what can you do? Zoe Stark's gone. The generic pushed NXT superstar. Omos is gone. Aaliyah Mysterio is gone. Lita's gone. Carlito gone. I do like Sam Gradwell, so we may sign Sam Gradwell. Let's move on to the next one. Isla Dawn I like too. We may sign that. Looks like most of the NXT UK is being dropped here. Candy Floss is gone. Okay, now we're on to AAA. Again. Let's see. Okay, that's all that. Mandy Leon, don't care. Dak Draper, Josh Woods, Will Ferreira, Bateman, Brian Zane, Maria Maniac, Mark Haskins. There's a lot of good ROH people. If there were people in the chat that wanted to defend ROH and be telling us to sign people, we might be doing that. But just saying, no one's trying to get me to stop. No one's telling me to sign these guys. So, although Brody King, I might check out. So, don't want to sign too many people here. We got a huge roster as it is right now. We got to pay them. Don't want to use the cheats if we don't have to. Although we did use them last time for the, as we pointed out, for the sponsors. So if you didn't see how we did that, you can go back and watch last episode, episode 1, when we did that. Fourth, Matthew Justice got released from GCW as well. Ty Conti, ooh, I like that. Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa might be an exception there. We might get Rosa and Deeb now. Let's see, Powerhouse Hobbs, Brian Pillman Jr. Okay. So, Gradwell, Dawn, I might have to not we might not take. I want to see what their stats are like. Let's see here. So Isla Dawn has. I keep doing it. We keep going back to my roster. You guys don't stop me. You gotta stop me. We got other workers. Isla Dawn. There we go. So she's got a 53 charisma. Who are the other ones we were looking at there? Serena Deep. 74 charisma. That's much better. Thunder Rosa. 63. It looks like Serena Deep and Thunder Rosa right now are getting higher. What about Tycon Day? Yeah, so it's going to be Thunder Rosa and Serena Deep that we are going to sign. Rosa, we are going to sign to a written contract because she's that damn good, and she's already signed with NWA, and we want to take her away. And so Serena Deeb, so she was with AEW. I think she's still. There we go. Deeb's not going to get under a written contract though. So we got 43 contract negotiations written. We're going to make her a face. So we're going to add 4 just to make it 16. There we go. So maybe I'm remembering the math wrong. It might be a third. We're going to have to work on that. And we'll tweak it a little bit and see exactly what the minimum we can do to offer for a written contract. And let's make Deeb the heel. Why not? Just make her like the holier than thou. I'm born again, maybe. She's expensive too, 17,000 per appearance, so she ain't gonna get used often. I forgot to put in her overness. I think it was 45, but let's just double check. There it is, 45, yeah. There we go. So we can do both of these at the same time now. There we go. Done. Women's roster is overloaded. So what do we say? We go back. We've dealt with it. We still need to decide on the men here. So we've signed Rosa. Done. We've passed on. We got Brody King. So now we got to choose 2. We're going to have 1 heel, 1 face to keep things balanced here. I like how we have it balanced. So we got Brody King. Oh, actually we got only 3. I forgot. So we got Brian Pillman Jr. We got Brody King. And we got Sam Gradwell. Sam Gradwell is a heel. Brody King can go either way. So it's basically, we could sign any 2 of the 3. Let's see the stats. Sam Gradwell. I did it again. I'm going to do it every single time, I bet. Every single time. So Sam Gradwell. We've got 22 overness, 40 charisma. Not looking good for old Sammy, even though I think this is really, really wrong. Brody King, 60. Look at the stats there. So, yeah, I think Brody's going to be our heel, and we're going to have as our face Brian Pillman Jr. There we go. He's also with MLW, but let's see. We'll just have him open for now. If he gets signed away, he gets signed away. It's what happens. So what's his stats? 45. There we go. We're running out of room here with these people. Pillman Jr. 45. There we go. And now Brody King will be our other signee. Brody King. Where are you? There it is. Is Brock Lesnar a free agent? Brock Lesnar's a free agent in this game. There's no way I can sign him, right? Right? Do we sign Brock Lesnar? Come on. We're shortlisting him regardless. Shortlistless worker. He's going to get signed pretty quickly, I bet. Yeah, see, he's a non-wrestler. Non-wrestler means they can only wrestle on pay-per-views. You don't want that. But technically that's what he is, so we technically could. I don't know. There's Brody King. He's got an open contract with New Japan US. Alright. Heel. sign him to a written contract, right? What is he at? 43? No, we'll just sign him to an open contract. Make sure that's heel. Alright, so he wants more money. When they are working for people that are bigger than you, they want more than what it shows there, what their minimum is. I just always go up 2 until they offer. There we go. We got him. 43 Brody King. There we go. We've got our signs. Let's get those feuds booked, shall we? Alright, so between Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer, I think I'm going to go with Bully Ray because we can do something with Eric Young and Tommy Dreamer, I think. So we got, I said Tommy Dreamer too many times, Bully Ray and Kenny Omega. There we go, 90 heat. That's a lot of heat. Almost Latino heat at this point. Alright, so I'll explain it now while we're here. So these two spots are basically going to show you right here their statistics. Battles won, battles won. That's the total of all of these when you're booking. So I put them up there to keep track. Who do I need to get further ahead based on who we want to win the feud? It's a great way to keep track. That's all I'm saying. And I'll update that after every episode that we book. Feuds again. Alright. So now we can go back here. Give him his fill. There we go. Now, we've got the tag team titles booked. We want the women's tag titles, which are Rachel Ellering and Jordan Grace. We need something equivalent. Kimberly and Susan would probably be a good option as well. But we're going to go with Kira and Tasha anyways. Keep that feud going. Since it hasn't been done in here. Fire and Flavor. Reminds me, I didn't set that team name up in here either. I'd like to make sure we have all of them. Fire and Flavor. Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz. Don't know what their finisher is. Either way. There we go. So, now we'll go back to the feuds. Set that up so everything looks right. There we go. Remember, we got to uncheck that to make it a tag team. So we got Jordan Grace and we've got Rachel Ellering. They're going to feud with Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz. There we go. So that set up. How much heat do they get? 48 heat. 48. 55 here. So as you can see, it's starting to see where things are spreading out. Now we need Josh Alexander. So first things first, Tasha and Kiera are now in their feud. There we go. So Josh Alexander is where again? There he is, 54. Who do we have in this area? Ace Austin. Good enough. Ace Austin and Josh Alexander. Right. Might as well just keep them going while we build everything else up as we get into the game, right? As we go over the basics with all of you. So we start that. How much heat do they get? They get 44. That's it. 44. Oh, not Josh Alexander. We already have him written in there. There we go. So we have a few other feuds that we can set up. I want to do that because we got so many people on the roster we want to use them. So obviously we're not going to use Ace Austin's lackey, Madman Fulton, because he's going to be using that feud. But we do have a good tag team up. We saw Sabin and Shelley here. We don't have Heath. Heath is here. Rhino's on Violent by Design. So I kind of want to set up that feud, Rhino and Heath. So, let's put it here as our final minor feud. I don't like doing it that way. I like the faces, and I'm just a little OCD, so that's probably why I get the spreadsheet and why I try to have faces on the left, heels on the right. I don't know what it is. There we go. What did I do? Why did that not work? That's weird. Alright. Heath. Rhino. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. That's why. There we go. 70 heat. So they're going to be made a major feud. See, all you got to do is click right here for any of the minor feuds, and boom, it makes it a major feud. So there we go. We're going to put that in there. Rhino. Oh, I did it again. Heath versus Rhino. 70. So there's a nice little feud at the top of the card. That's good. So by doing that, that lessens the need to have more people feuding up here. But I kind of want to have a Moose feud. Not sure. Who can we get Moose to feud with that's around the same size? Maybe Storm? Yeah, I wonder how James Storm and Moose would do. Let's put that down here and just see what kind of heat they get. James Storm. What do you guys think? James Storm and Moose? Think this is going to be good? Let's find out. 73. Alright. That actually's got some heat behind it. There we go. Perfect. We just don't know if they're going to be good. Because you'll see when we get to booking the matches next week that there will be a little bit of feedback on whether they're good together in the ring. And I keep track of who are good in the ring and who want to work together. Because you will get people sending you messages saying, hey, I want to work with so-and-so. So that does help a lot. So this is now a major feud. There we go. 73. So move that over here. James Storm and Moose. Now I do want to get a tag team in here, but we got so many women and we only got 2 women's feuds. So let's say we get another feud going here with some ladies. Maybe Rosa and Killer Kelly would be a kind of nice feud. Don't you guys think? Rosa and Killer Kelly? Let's find out. Thunder Rosa versus Killer Kelly. We can use the other women as opponents in that feud, so it works out really well. Thunder Rosa and Killer Kelly. There we go. Now, if they're in an open contract and they get signed by another company under a written contract, the feud will be written off. It will automatically, the game just takes it out. Nothing you can do about it. They're gone. You can't stop it. There's no chance to rebuttal offer or anything like that. But again, those are things that probably came in the later games because this is the early versions. EWR, there's Total Extreme Warfare and stuff like that, but I just love the old basics. And EWR is still updated by the fans for a reason. So, those are our 8 feuds. Let's do a little bit more house cleaning here. Thunder Rosa and Killer Kelly are now in a feud. I'm going to do a little bit of a sort again, and then we're going to advance one day. Let's do that let's have it advance one day while I'm doing this sorting over here. We can clear all of these now and move on to the next day. Data, sort range, and add column name, done. We'll do the same down here. Data, sort range. This game has no love for Chris Bay when he's got a 23 overness. Like, he's the lowest guy on our card. He's going to get used. We are going to use him and build him up the card. There we go. So there, everything's updated, as you can see right there. Perfect. So let us see where we're at now with the Extreme Male. Kota Ibushi has agreed to an open contract to NWA. Good job, NWA, signing Kota Ibushi to an open contract. Oh, if only the real NWA would do that. What? Eddie Kingston's been released by AEW. We're just going to stop right there. Bring in... I did it again. I did it again. Alright, so... let's do the Eddie we want this time. Eddie Kingston. Look at that charisma. Brawling. This guy is money. Contract negotiations. He's a face in this, so we're going to keep him that way. Eddie Kingston, 66, and we're signing him to a written contract. You better believe it. Better believe it. So, let's see. Let's go to 30,000. Nope. 35,000. Done. Boom. Signed, sealed, delivered. Matt Seidel, don't care. Carl Anderson is under an open contract with us, so we need to get him signed. Let's sign Carl Anderson to a written contract now. Help us save some money. There he is. Contract. Written. 36. Boom. Carl Anderson is now under a written contract. This is some good housekeeping. As they get out of their open contracts, they're more willing to sign you. They're less happy with the contract and want some guaranteed money now. So, who else do we got? Donny Callis is one of our managers, but we'll just leave it at that. There we go. Gallows now. We can go back there. Sign him to a written contract. Same amount, 35. Boom. Gonna save money because we're in the feud with those guys and use them twice. We've now saved money, right? From what we would have had to pay on an open contract. It's a great way to save money in this game and use them to sign other people. Let's see what we got. Ethan Page is gone. I'm not sure if we're going to bring him back or not. Let's see. Zaya Brookside's gone. So many good people we could sign, but Goldberg, who cares? Court Jade, Primate, Amir Jordan. There are a few that I would get if they let him go. Black Taurus, we might be able to sign to a written contract now because he was just written and taken out from his other deal. There we go, written. 15. Boom. We're saving some money here, people. This is good news. There we go. Always good when we can sign more people here. Jelly Janela, Jungle Boy, Rio. I might put on our Ivalise. Hell no. Ivalise is done. You ain't getting the job with us. Let's see what else we got here. It's all CML. Sumi Sakai. That's it. Flamita. Ayopi Hamada. Okay. There we go. One more day to go here. And then we'll be on our Thursday. And we'll wrap up the episode before we do our booking next week. So, Austin Gunn's gone. Let's just go right to the beginning. ROH got their show. AEW. Desmond Troy's gone. Jessica Mea's gone. Vanessa Bourne's gone. Giant Zangier. Shunky. Avery Taylor. Carolina. Rampage Brown. That might be one. Kurt Stallion. Wild Boar. Okay, that's good for WWE. Good for getting rid of Tessa Blanchard, AAA. Let's see what else we got here. AEW, what do they got for me? Flamita has agreed to an open contract with AEW, so now you're seeing who's actually signing people. Pentagon. We got the room. I've got 3 total spots left, and I could sign. Oh. Should we get Pentagon and Phoenix? Who else do we have here? We don't need Austin Gunn. Dasha Fuentes, Diamante, Luther, and a J. We'll leave 10. John Moxley? They released John Moxley? What? Well, I could do that. Let's see. He's got that open contract with New Japan US. He's 90 over. There's no way he's going to sign with us. Because that would suck. Because we could have got him feuding with Kenny and Impact instead of on AEW. We get him for 60,000? See, they don't like to sign it, but if you keep throwing money at them, they might sign. 75 is usually supposed to be our max. Yeah, see. I'm just going to leave it. We'll put them on our short list, though. As you can see, we have a short list where we'll be able to go back and look at them at any time. Which ooh, we got Joe Henning. That might be a good person to sign, too. I wouldn't mind getting him. That might actually be my other signing for the day. That will be it. Joe Henning, he's at the same level as Eddie Kingston, so it kind of makes it a really good level. And we'll just sign him to an open contract for now. Contract negotiations. Open. Heal. Perfect. There we go. So, I think we've got all our signees. 5, DDP. You know what? What we're going to do is, I'm going to do the same thing with Phoenix and Pentagon for now. Because I wouldn't mind having a feud between Motor City Machine Guns and Pentagon and his brother, right? But the Lucha Bros, shortlist this worker. Yeah, see, they're working for NWA as well. I don't know when that happened. Well, I guess just Phoenix is. Didn't see that one. Shortlist for now. There we go. Perfect. Done, done, done. So we are on Thursday, May 6th, 2021. That will be the first Impact under our regime. We will be booking the feuds that we have set up today. And then we will finally get into the mechanics of how to book a show. So, let us know what you guys think. If you enjoyed the video, you enjoyed learning about Extreme Warfare Revenge, like the video wherever you are on YouTube or on Facebook. Follow us if you're on Facebook or on Twitch, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you can, share the video with as many people as you can that you think might enjoy this game and might want to join in the fun of booking the show. Thanks for all that joined us today, and until next time, we'll see you later.